Yeah. What's up, GG Nation, GG Legion? It's your fella, your host and moderator, Strauss Man, the GG himself. And I got some friends with me today after watching... What press conference did we just watch? Sony's
Trash.
press conference.
Watch trash is what we just
I got
watched.
Adrian right here. Say what up.
Hey.
Summer. And I got Alan. What?
Hey.
Rocco Modern Life himself.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. So, initial gut reactions, which you obviously just heard from Alan.
It's alright.
What did you guys feel about Sony's press conference overall? You guys seem really bummed. I'm okay with it, but go ahead.
I feel a lot like the crowd. I was
Not
kind of waiting.
clapping.
I was waiting for something to actually get really hyped over, and I didn't get that.
Yeah.
It felt like the crowd was waiting to explode. It felt like that Final Fantasy VII remake or some Shenmue HD or something.
Which again was that was surprising that wasn't there.
Yeah.
That was.
And we end up getting, Shadow of Colossus remake, which was really cool. That was very
Really?
But the
unsurprising.
thing is, it was a remake we didn't need because we've already had it.
Yeah,
Like
for
I know
sure.
it's now
It
a
looks a lot better,
remake
though.
instead of an HD remaster, but I'm still like I don't need it because I've played the game several times now in two different.
I can't play that
generations.
fucking game enough. I'm
So-
excited.
No, I
Summer,
love it.
your
but-
gut reaction. What was it?
I was happy with certain of the games that they showed, but honestly, no, I feel the same way. It was like we kept waiting for the big ones. We kept waiting for something new, something more, and just everything is for next year, and everything is, like you said, a remake, or it's a prequel, or it's a sequel, or...
Well, I think that's the biggest problem is that the majority of what we saw.
It's 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's stuff that we saw at E3 last year that now they're bringing back, but it's still not even coming out for a year.
Which is
Yeah.
cool to see
So-
the gameplay. It's cool to see
I'm-
more, but again, it's something you want. What are we getting? What are we getting now?
I'm actually okay with it. I'm never a big fan of pushbacks or anything like that. If the game needs time, let it bake.
Yeah.
Sony's the best at that. They let games work. They pushed back Uncharted several times. People were really pissed about that. But I never get pissed. Like when Persona 5, like one of my favorite games ever, which I just beat. Shameless plug. Should watch that video. Spoiler cast coming up. I felt very much so when it got pushed back, I was almost relieved. I was like, thank God, I could play Horizon Zero Dawn. I could play some other games. And
But
obviously
see-
I didn't finish those games, but...
See, here's my problem is that
Yeah.
last year's E3, Sony showed a lot of stuff that was coming out at the end of last year, very beginning of this year.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I'm going to have way too many things to play. And now this year, I'm like, I have no Sony exclusives. I have nothing.
Yeah.
So, which opens
We
me
got a
up
couple,
lot.
though. We got Uncharted Lost Legacy is going to be August.
Uncharted. We've got Uncharted.
Yeah,
And then
and
other than that, I mean...
Crash at the end of the
We
month.
talked about that earlier as Crash, but Crash...
Yeah, it's almost out already.
I mean,
it's going to be there,
It's
yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
That doesn't count. The second half of the year, there's
Very
no
third party.
exclusives.
Did you guys feel like that? Very third party heavy. I felt like Microsoft was like that too. A lot of third party.
I mean, I feel like
Well,
a lot of
they
third
did
party
have
push
exclusives, yeah.
sells, because like if you don't have third party support, you
Yeah.
pretty much don't have a console.
Well, absolutely, but...
But he's saying
still
you
feel-
can't
There's no
rely on that.
exclusives.
That's the thing is,
It's-
I feel like Sony has sort of like run aground now with their momentum. They built so much momentum over the past couple of years, being like,
They did.
Look at this stuff we have this year and next year. Look at this stuff we have this year and next year. Now this year they're just like, don't really have much this year. Everything's coming next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was a surprise. My thing was I thought Spider-Man would be this year.
We all
to
yeah,
capitalize over the
we
movie
both,
and everything.
both of us all day were like, when is it coming out?
But I'm
August,
okay with it. If it's
November.
not done, don't like just work on it. Obviously, they have big ambitions of the game. Everything they showed was very clean on that game.
Very clean.
Very, very clean. Action was
Well,
good. Nice little peek of a certain
That's
character.
one positive thing though, is everything they showed tonight seemed clean.
Yes, it was.
I mean,
Even
like,
Days
everything's in a
Gone,
very good
everything.
state.
That's the thing. You get that a lot, especially if you're showing
Yeah.
just a vertical slice. The whole idea is that you show a
Well, that's right.
a
You always
segmented
show-
amount that is
Polished.
super polished.
And
Yeah.
a lot
I mean,
of those demos are specifically constructed for
it's
E3
and
anyway,
it's not
so.
all of that is not actually like really representative of the game itself. I mean, look at
Right.
most famous example is Sonic 06. Yeah,
Don't
not-
ever
let's
bring
not even
terrible
bring that
games on the
up.
podcast.
but it was like they first showed a vertical slice that looked really well polished.
Yeah, everybody was
and
excited.
that
No, that's-
same portion
that's very true.
that was in the game not it at all.
Well, and
Yeah,
again, I mean, if we're putting in comparison, you got the Division.
Yeah.
The Division demo,
Look,
what they showed at
polished,
E3
yeah,
was
looked
great, and the actual game was nothing like it.
So much server problems.
But I still think Sony has a lot of these first party studios that don't seem to be doing anything. Like
I feel
where
like
is all the...
I feel like they're just not ready to show it yet.
That's my feeling too.
Yeah.
They
I
don't,
agree.
because with E3, you're right. They polished them up for E3, so they probably just didn't have it at that clean level that they wanted to be able to present today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
But
I think,
again, it's not going to be here this year.
I think the problem though is
You got to think
feel
also like Horizon took 6 years, man.
No, 6
years.
And I get it, but
you're right.
But
here's
they
one-
didn't show anything.
here's
until
one
it was
thing.
ready to be
Here's one thing that
released.
really I think they fucked up on
Okay,
horribly
yeah.
this year.
Absolutely, to be honest.
The past couple years, Sony was at a point where they were like, we're already ahead of the game, we're doing really well, and they were really pushing out stuff.
You think they went too lax then this year?
I feel like this year was the year of all years they needed to show, here's why you should have PlayStation instead of Xbox.
Yeah.
Because with Xbox being like, now we've got this new 4K console, which isn't necessarily better than the Pro, but still, Microsoft's whole thing was they showed an insane amount of games.
They did. It was very impressive. Very impressive.
They showed an insane amount
Honestly,
of games. A lot of new stuff.
This was a pretty quick conference, maybe 35, 40 minutes?
It was about
like
50
40.
minutes. It was about 50
40
minutes.
or 50.
40 and 50. It
So
felt
wasn't
really
quite a
quick.
But here's the thing. So Microsoft was just new game. Here's something we've seen before, but more information and a new game. It was nothing but new games.
But you think those
They
new
showcased-
games, you think, like you even said it yourself, you're not going to buy an Xbox One X.
Well,
I'm sorry, I got to say that.
But again, take that
because
with
those
a grain
again.
of salt, though.
Yeah.
I'm interested in a vast majority of what I'm not a Microsoft fan by any means, so this should be known.
I'm a fan of all games.
So
I have
thi-
everything.
this should be a
I'm
thing-
wearing a Zelda shirt.
This should be a thing that's my main system is PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
if
mine
a game,
is too.
If a game comes out for both systems, I'm gonna buy it on PS4. It's
I'm
nothing
the
really
same way,
against
too.
Xbox.
Yeah.
That's just how I am.
Yeah.
The problem.
That's how I felt about their conference, though. Like Metro,
But
Anthem,
there were
everything.
a lot of exclusive shown.
Yeah, but more indie stuff, which I love. But are those console sellers for you? Though?
This is the
Are
point.
you gonna buy an Xbox One?
But
X
this is
for
the
that?
point that I'm trying to make.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Last year and the year
Debatable.
before,
Debatable.
Sony had a long conference and they had a decent chunk of time dedicated to the independent gaming scene.
Yeah,
There
honestly,
was
no,
nothing this year.
no
all about
indies.
it,
Yeah,
Not a
there's
single
no,
indie game this year.
The pre-show looked like
Microsoft was loaded with indie titles, all of which look fantastic,
the
and
thing
none
is-
of which are coming to PS4.
The thing is
Or
that looks
not
interesting.
none of which, but a lot of which are not.
Damn phone. Sorry, Summer. Interesting enough, though, you're right about that. I didn't even think about that. But the pre-show showed a lot of fucking trailers that we did not see, like Ni no Kuni 2.
Ni no Kuni 2. That's a big
that's-
release, and that wasn't in their show.
Yeah, that was interesting to me. And it's what? It's September?
And Ni no Kuni 2 was this year.
It's September.
So why did that
They
get
led with it, and
released
it led us to
before,
think
which
that
is
they were
weird.
going to have a lot more bigger.
No.
titles.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, they didn't lead with that. That was the trailer.
Yeah.
That was the
Beforehand,
pre-show.
right,
How much
exactly.
did
That
we
was a
actually
different-
miss of the
Let's
pre-show?
Adrian talk a little. Let's go ahead.
How much did we actually miss of the pre-show?
We probably only watched 5 minutes of the pre-show.
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes
there,
maybe.
there might have been some. There might have been.
But the
more
thing
there.
is, the pre-show stuff.
They showed what Tropico like 7 or something on the pre. They showed a lot
they
of
showed
stuff.
Tropico. But again, those are all trailers that have been
Posted
released
released
ahead
today?
of time. I just feel like Sony didn't do enough. They
didn't push
basically
like they did
just.
last year.
I feel like there was no effort involved. They
I don't know.
like, what do we have?
Do
Let's
you
just
feel
throw out
like
there.
it was a weak opening of like Uncharted Lost Legacy? You feel like they should have opened with something more powerful, like God of War?
They
last
should have
year?
opened with sound in Uncharted.
Yeah,
That would have been cool. I would have liked to have heard the Uncharted trailer.
I don't know.
Right.
I'm excited for that game. Go ahead, Adrian.
I
What'd
mean,
you?
there was a couple of things that they showed during the show that, honestly, as far as multiplayer goes, one of the big things for me personally, which I mentioned during the show, was Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter. Yeah.
Monster Hunter World.
Nice announcement. Very nice announcement.
But there are more PS4s than there are Xbox Ones.
There's about like
Yeah,
70
there's a
I
million.
mean,
yeah.
if I'm gonna play like a game like that, I mean, I'm going to play it on PS4.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it because the community's bigger.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree with you. I think a lot is, but I think the
26 million is still a lot too. But again, it's Monster Hunter though. Like you probably would have a small
Right.
majority of that.
But
minority, sorry.
You have people who
And
like bought
again-
the 3DS just for Monster Hunter.
No, that's
3,
that's very
4.
true. Yeah, Monster
That
Hunter
seemed-
has a huge community,
I'm-
a huge
I-
fan base.
I don't have a PS4 personally. I just borrow my brother's because he has one.
That's where you're playing Persona 5?
Yeah, I'm now
Smart man. Buy
I'm
that
going
game.
to have to buy my own. I mean, I'll be able to get through a lot more of Persona as well while I wait for Monster Hunter. But
So you're going to buy a console just for Monster Hunter?
yeah,
But see,
You heard it first, Golden Gone Friends podcast, episode 7,000. Not really. Not
and I
7,000.
think that's a good point. Monster Hunter is a very good drawing point, but I'm also very much in the camp of for me, it's like having a PC. I can play a lot of what was shown during the Microsoft thing. I can play a lot of what was shown during like a lot of different conferences this year.
Ubi, all that, yeah.
Right, and even though like a lot of people are like, it's not an Xbox exclusive, it's Microsoft, so it's PC and Xbox. But coming from a point of view as someone who doesn't have like a PC and they're like, this is going to be my console. Microsoft, I think, blew Sony out of the water this year. Realistically, I mean, look at all the indie titles that are confirmed to be, hey, they're PC and Xbox One.
That is an
and a lot of the
interesting
other
point.
exclusives. There was a lot of stuff I was really interested in on that front on the.
To me, I
Microsoft
feel
thing.
like, I don't know, I don't feel like...
Sony's exclusives are always really good, though.
Yeah,
Like,
they
I
are.
think Sony's exclusives are generally better, but
It's a more intimate type of game. They played the games they generally like. I like a more linear.
But why is
open.
Sony missing out on a lot of these indie titles all of a sudden?
I don't know if
that's a
they
big
are. That's
thing.
interesting. That is interesting because they're known for that. They're known
Right.
for having the big
And
indie
I was
scene.
I was surprised at all of the titles I saw that were only going to be PC and Xbox that were indie.
I wanna look.
Battlegrounds. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is a huge game right now. It's only coming to Xbox
I'm
One.
positive there has to be some sort of deal that they're pulling. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
I want to
And
see.
that's-
I want to look into that before we just judge that.
Yeah.
Like, I really want to see because Sony has
Sony.
ruled the
Cindy.
indie scene.
Cindy.
They-
Yeah, Cindy rules it too.
Yeah.
Like, she's got some talent in that.
Yeah,
indie scene.
Sony really rules the indie scene, so it's interesting. I've liked what Microsoft is falling into that. I feel like both conferences are pretty much, in my personal opinion, were the same. A lot of third-party stuff, not a lot of.
Not really though. That's not true.
Well, I mean, they showed
Microsoft
to me, I'm
showed.
probably not gonna buy a lot of those.
But the
games,
thing is,
though.
Microsoft showed like 30-something games, and 22 of those are not coming to PS4.
But the thing is,
So-
they needed to, though, bro.
No, exactly, they did.
They needed that.
But that's why I feel like Sony failed on so many fronts,
Yeah,
because
I
Sony,
respect it.
Microsoft now killed it because they're like, look, we do have the games, and people are like, all right, yeah, you're right, you do, but Sony didn't do enough to be like, hey, we also have this and much more.
Yeah, I understand.
That's
I feel
my
like
issue. But my other thing is, all right, so the Sony exclusives, Days Gone, I don't know. I'm not convinced. Days Gone doesn't look that good.
I'm excited for that one. I like that one.
I mean,
a lot.
cool.
Bikers and
Another
zombies,
another
dope.
open world generic
Flickers.
shooter. That's
Yeah,
all it
a lot
is.
of it.
You know what I mean?
With another-
I don't know. I can't judge the game just by. I need to play it.
But
and
see, that's the
it.
Yeah,
problem.
that's
the
the
problem.
other half is
E-
getting your hands on.
But E3 is about judging the games. That's
Yeah.
the selling point.
It is Judgment Week.
Because
That's
you're not gonna
opportunity to show
buy,
it off.
but you're not gonna go buy a PS4 because you're like, I want to judge Days Gone by playing it, so I'm gonna buy a console for it. You're gonna
Yeah.
go, hey, this looks good. I need to get a console by the
but
time
I
it comes out.
I think they're going to though. Like
No.
we said like 70.
No one's buying it for Days Gone. No
Well,
one's
not
gonna
for
look at that.
not for that. But I mean, there's like 70 million PS4s out there.
Right.
People are gonna still buy it for God of War. Still gonna buy it
No, but
for
see,
Spider-Man.
God of War.
Like,
God of War. I
Spider-Man
agree
will move
with.
consoles.
Yeah.
Well, and God of War will definitely move.
God of War will definitely move consoles. I
Yeah.
completely agree with that, but I just feel there wasn't enough that Sony showed that really is that impressive right now.
Yeah,
You know,
I understand that. I
God
get
of War
it.
was a great demo. Like, it looked really good.
Yeah, it
the
looked
trailer.
awesome.
It wasn't a demo this time, but it was a trailer.
Yeah, it looked good.
The,
It
based
looked
on the
done.
gameplay last year, the trailer this year, everything's phenomenal.
Yeah,
Do we just want to go straight down the list?
we can if you want. Well, since there was a lot of negatives. What was your highlights? What was obviously Monster Hunter for
Monster
you?
Hunter World was my.
Was that the biggest one, though?
My
What?
highlight. No. The Impatient was. I'm also really excited for the Impatient.
I kept saying before this show, the one thing I wanted to see from Sony was a new game from Supermassive, because I loved Until Dawn, and then first thing they show the Inpatient, which I was surprised to see them coming out with. It's just VR games.
A lot of VR. They showed a lot of VR games this time.
Yeah. They showed a few, because I know they're really trying to push the hardware because their sales really slowed, but the Inpatient,
for sure, obviously so.
So I'm like, Until Dawn was a great horror game. It was very enjoyable, had some good tongue-in-cheek humor, and it's nice to see now that they're doing the Inpatient. It looks like it's going to be a real sort of mindfuck of a game. Like,
it looks like you're clearly drugged in a hospital, in a mental hospital.
Yeah, like I'm looking
awesome.
forward to VR like hallucinations and auditory hallucinations, and like that's going to be a cool experience.
The thing
I
is,
think,
though,
I think to me
you
the
said-
highlights were Spider-Man and the Inpatient.
I think for
Tell
you,
me,
personally,
did you just forget about Final Fantasy 15
What?
VR?
What
fishing.
game?
Fishing?
What?
Something
Hold on, sorry.
Catch
What?
of the
I
Deep or
remember
something
that
like
part.
that?
You don't remember the fishing game?
I don't remember. I blocked it from my head, I think.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I wish I could block Final Fantasy 15 from my mind, since it was a god-awful game, but we won't get into that now.
Yeah, off subject. So let's just go down the list.
But obviously,
what was your
VR
highlight?
fishing is what
I mean, I had a few of them, but I have to say probably, honestly, Moss. They didn't
Moss.
show a lot, but I'm
Moss.
super Redwall fan.
Moss.
I want them to link it to it. I think it's probably, it looks like it's going to be set in Mossflower Wood, and so I'm really excited to see more on that.
For people who don't know what that is, there's a book series called Redwall, and this game looks to be like it's based on the Redwall franchise.
Which I'm super excited
So
about.
for me, my highlights were definitely Destiny 2. Looks better than the first one. They needed to sell that game. They already did. I think they're learning from the first game.
No, I think they've already
Yeah.
sold that game, but
Yeah.
Destiny's not a highlight of me for this one, just because of
Yeah, because you've seen it before.
you
We've
know?
seen it before. Spider-Man, Days Gone, Detroit Become Human. Very happy that my city's getting a game. I'm
Oh
excited to play
right,
that game.
no, Detroit
And-
Become Human is the other.
And,
Yeah.
and then also God of War, obviously. God of War looked great. And of course, Uncharted Lost Legacy. I cannot wait to play that game.
I'm always excited for a new Uncharted.
It's interesting
It
that
looks-
it is
it looks
a new
good.
Uncharted, though. Like, I figured they would be done.
Yeah, it's straight
No,
because
I heard something. I heard something around the rumor mill for a
Well,
while
but-
ago that it was gonna be a spin-off. Nathan Drake is retired.
Well,
Yeah,
see, we
that
already
series is
knew it was
done.
happening, but
We
it was
thought,
being
yeah.
pitched as DLC,
Yes.
That's what- Yeah.
and now all of a sudden it looks like it's its own full game.
And it definitely is. It's a $40 game coming out August 22nd.
That's 40.
Shameless,
So, okay.
So it's
shameless
not gonna be
plug.
full length.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit shorter. I read the article
Yeah,
on
it's an
Game
expanded
Informer. It's really good.
DLC. It's,
Yeah, it's going to be a few hours long, not super long, but it's good.
Another story.
The thing is, I thought with Uncharted 4 when we beat it, it was going to be Sam
and Sully, and that's
like
like
I thought
what-
that's what it was going to be.
Yeah, they had the good
That'll be the next
chemistry.
game.
They had the call. They were going off on a new
Yeah.
adventure together. I don't know why that didn't. Because I'll
It
be
might-
I'll be honest with
It
you.
might still
it might
have.
be.
But I'll be honest with you. Chloe and Nadine is not. I don't care
Yeah.
really. Like they're good characters, but can they hold a game on their own? I don't
Me,
think so.
I was
don't know.
always a
Probably
big
why
fan
it's
of
only
Chloe,
40.
so I'm excited to see
Probably why
her.
it's only 40.
Yeah,
Maybe.
At the end of the day, it will be like left down to what is the writing.
I'm okay with girl power.
That's true.
What,
Chloe and all
what
that.
chemistry are they going to get?
Right? How good is the writing?
I'm good with that. I like the
I'm
girl
just writing.
power. I like that
See,
stuff.
I
Alloy,
don't-
stuff like that.
I
Good
don't
stuff.
mind it, but Chloe. My thing about Chloe, she was a good character, but she was a very cliched character, so she was
Yeah.
really good.
Betray
as a
you,
side-
non-betray you.
But she was very good as a side character. She
Yeah.
fit very well, but can she hold a... And Nadine, you don't really know
No,
that
as
well.
much, yeah.
So maybe this will be good for
Yeah.
Nadine, like
To
really
kind
get
of
some
expand
character
on the
development. But
characters, exactly.
Chloe, I'm kind of iffy. Can she hold a game on her own?
All right, Adrian. Making your dreams come true. True. Sorry. Roll down that list there.
All right. So one of the first things was from what we caught of the pre-show. What did we think about the Undertale Collector's Edition as well as the Nino Kuni 2?
No. I was very, like we said, we didn't really get to see the pre-show as much. We caught it towards the
Yeah.
end.
We caught it towards the end.
Undertale Collector's Edition, I think it's really great. I heard that game's phenomenal. I like when indie games get, get a hard disc.
Physical, like
yeah,
a
get a
physical
physical copy.
of that. That's
That's
cool to see.
Nino Kuni 2, I'm hyped as shit for. I did not expect. I know we're not a kid show. Sorry. I'll try to keep it down, but I'm very excited for that game, and it's being released this year. So that's another one of like 7 games I'm excited about.
Nino Kuni 2
That's a lot of fun.
coming this year was kind of a surprise to me. Like
Yes,
I'll be
I was
this
not
year,
expecting it.
like this year, no less. That actually kind of.
it's that.
What do you think,
And
Sarah?
it looks great.
Nino Kuni, I haven't played, so I...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
pass on that
Undertale,
one.
anything? No.
I haven't played I have heard that it's a really, really great game. Everyone tells me you gotta play it.
Yeah, I hear that too.
Supposedly one of the best stories. I agree, definitely. It's good to see like a collection or like a hard copy that you can physically
I like that
buy.
stuff. It's good.
Maybe because they're coming out with it, I'll actually sit down and go through it. You know, so that's
And
definitely
you love
something
that game,
I'm
right?
for.
Like Undertale was.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
There was a
See.
lot that I took out from it.
Yeah.
It was for me. It was a sleeper. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't expect
Well,
it when I first
I don't
played
think
through
anybody
it.
expected it. It's one of the
Yeah.
biggest indie titles really of all
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, it stormed the.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's up there with like Minecraft and Five Nights at
It's
Freddy's.
it's
the way
because
that
it
they
starts.
just
It's
Blew
because
up
the way that it
Blew up,
starts.
like-
It starts really unsuspecting,
Actually,
and by the end,
I heard there's a new game called Five Nights of Jeffries. That's a good one.
don't
Play
start.
that
Don't start the Jeffries thing.
Five Nights at Jeffries.
one.
Don't even worry.
No, it's
about
alright.
it.
Well, I'll fill you in later.
All right.
Let's go down the list again.
There was also we just talked
Talked
a
about
little bit
Uncharted
about,
already, so you can pass
Uncharted.
that.
One was the Horizon Zero Dawn DLC. I didn't catch the name of it.
Disappointed. a little bit.
Winter something.
It was the
Winter-
Frozen. It was the
Arctic
Frozen
Yeah, it was
something.
the Frozen Wilds.
The
Frozen Wilds.
Frozen
There you go.
Wilds.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like more Horizon's good. Horizon was a great
Yeah,
game.
phenomenal
game.
Aloy's the girl.
I'm kind of disappointed that it's just it's more of Aloy and her.
You
story.
wanted it to be Ross, right?
Yeah, I wanted it to be her mentor because he has an interesting backstory that you learn through the game, and it's the way they described it in the game. It's a perfect setup for its
Yeah.
own DLC.
I think that'll be the sequel though.
No, the sequel's going to be a new game because they lead into the sequel in the game. So I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way-
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Well,
You know.
slight spoil- whatever.
No, there's
But-
no spoilers.
But
It's just
okay, the thing is about Horizon Zero Dawn. This is the craziest fact about this game. Out of all of Sony's brand new IPs ever released, Horizon Zero Dawn was the best-selling one. So I knew instantly that it was going to get DLC. I just didn't
Oh,
know
of
if it was
course,
going to
yeah.
be Aloy or Ross. Would have been an interesting take. I'm all for more Aloy. I just finished Persona 5, so I'm going to go back and finish that game.
we don't have to talk about Persona anymore.
Yeah, I know. I just love that.
They
damn
didn't
game.
bring up Persona. In that. We don't need to talk about Persona anymore.
First of all, there was a Persona 5 VR. You
we
just
don't,
didn't
we
see
don't,
it.
we don't
You
need to
just
talk,
didn't see
we don't need
it.
to talk about Persona.
So, you haven't played that game, obviously, because you're borrowing your brother's PS4. But
Yeah.
I would highly suggest playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Fantastic game.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that game.
It is. It's a great game. I mean, it's one of the better games I played last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this year.
This year, yeah.
It came
was
out
this year. It
February.
was February, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
stuff
it's-
has
it
came
was
out
a
this
long
year.
time ago, yeah.
Yeah.
At the start of the year, there was like a ton of games out, and it
A
was
lot of
really,
a lot
it
of
was
stuff
came
really
out.
hard to plan out
But
time. to-
Horizon-
It was.
Right.
It was
That was
extremely
one of the
hard.
ones that they announced that was going to be early the next year.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it was super hype.
But go ahead, my man.
We also have there was Days Gone.
Which again,
You already talked about
the
it.
first
Yeah.
demo they showed, I everything they're showing to me looks like it's a tech demo.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's a pretty game. The characters don't seem that interesting, so I don't care about the main character
Yeah.
so far. At least other
We don't
games
even.
they
I don't even
showed-
know his name actually.
They don't have
No.
enough to draw you.
But the thing is, at least like when you saw like Horizon trailers, Aloy's an interesting character. You want it, but this guy.
I've heard a lot of complaints about that too. Like a lot of people did not care for Aloy until they played the game. Like they showed too much Horizon,
See, I don't know.
and
I was the opposite.
that's what I
way.
heard from a lot of people back at
But
said
this game
place.
feels like they're just trying to show off the tech of being like, hey, look at
Yeah.
all the AI we can have. At
To me,
once being,
I
you know.
liked that. I liked some of the.
Well, about
one
Days
of
Gone. Days Gone.
For Days Gone, one of the few things that I liked was just a couple of the game mechanics they had on display. Whether or not those are actually going to be impactful throughout the game
Right.
is another story. But
Yes.
I liked what they actually had on display. My favorite part is when they blew up that. They
The
blew
dam.
up,
Blew up
they
the
blew up
dam
the
and the
dam,
things rush in.
and they all rush in. I thought that was like I liked it. I enjoyed
What about
it.
the zombie bear?
The zombie bear?
Freaker Bear.
The freaker
The
bear.
Freaker
bit,
bear.
don't.
That's what they're. I guess the zombies are called in that game, or freakers.
Zombies. They're zombies.
Yeah.
They're
even
zombies.
said
They
it
eat.
himself.
They eat.
Me?
meat. I mean, they eat people.
It's another
Zombies.
analog for zombies. At the
Yeah,
end of
so
the day.
it
It is,
but-
but I'm a big fan of Days Gone. Any Sony exclusive, I'm willing to give a shot. I trust in them more than anything. It's this. It is the Siphon Filter team that's doing this, which is really interesting because it doesn't
Really?
look like Siphon Filter at all. It looks very
Yeah.
much like Last of Us
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
bikes.
But see,
Yeah,
that's a
I would
problem.
be, I'd be
think that's
interested
the
in that
problem.
actually.
Huh?
That actually makes me a lot more interested in
yeah.
it.
There we go.
See, I think the issue.
I'm
there,
knowledgeable. Golden God and Friends podcast.
Though,
What did you think, Summer?
I
Days
think
Gone.
the issue.
I think.
Let her get a little bit, then we'll go back to you.
It does lead a lot off of The Last of Us, but it's cool. There's a couple of differences.
I think all the new titles are though.
But I
Yeah.
think
every
that's,
single one.
But
that's my
not
problem.
enough to draw you in. Like the
is
main character.
why.
I don't
To
remember
me,
his
I'm
name.
okay with that because it's more of an intimate.
But see,
moment.
I disagree
Just
in that sense.
as it is right now.
There's a lot
not
of
enough
single
to be
player.
like,
There's a lot of
yeah.
single player. Right.
Exactly.
There's a lot of single player games that have intimate, very personal stories that don't.
But I feel
look
like
The Last of Us.
Microsoft lacks a lot of that though.
Yeah, but again, I don't think that's the point.
Yeah.
'Cause-
I mean, to me, it is. That's
I-
the point for me.
But see,
That's what I like.
I feel
to
like
play.
that's the problem. I love The Last of Us, but like I don't want.
another of the same.
Like I'm
You
glad
want
they're
something
coming out with The
different.
Last of Us 2, but I don't want other games.
Well, interesting.
to
That
start
wasn't.
mimicking
I
it.
figured that wouldn't be showed here.
I thought it would. I 100% thought it would be
like-
shown here.
After showing it at PlayStation Experience and watching the conference after, well, not the panel after
Right.
with Troy Baker, Ashley Johnson, and then Neil Druckmann, the creator of the game. That game's too far out. That game's 2019.
But see,
early.
my problem is like Last of Us was such a hit, and that's cool, and
Yeah.
but they can't mimic. They can't keep mimicking it. Like you can't keep coming out with games that are similar to that because then it takes away from the appeal. Because
To
I'm
a
like,
degree, but
I
I don't
have
feel
The Last
like-
of Us.
I
I
don't-
don't need a game that plays like The Last of Us.
Well, I just
because-
don't think they're gonna obviously have their own takes to the game, like because
Right.
God of War kind
They-
of has
they
that
are,
setting,
but-
but it's still different.
No,
But
like
yeah,
if God of War is its own beast, man.
Yeah.
God of War was.
But
God
it
of
still
War
kind of has
forever.
that angle, though. It's not like traditional God of War. It's not like old school hack and slash God of War.
No, it isn't, and
It's-
it's kind of disappointing that it's not.
I actually kind of like it. I think it's more of a story between father. Again, more Last of Us shit.
I mean,
But-
but I agree. No, I agree with you. That's kind of a cool thing to see.
I like that a lot. Personally, that turns me on. 6 to midnight. I like that a lot. I'm gonna end it on that.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead.
Monster Hunter World.
Monster Hunter Worlds. He was so. You should have saw this. I should have recorded this guy's live
I tried
reaction.
to.
He
It was
almost
crazy,
died.
Yeah.
He almost
started,
died.
Yeah,
It
I started like
was
really
nuts.
breathing.
The
like,
voice
heavily.
went up a couple of
I was so surprised.
I was
Yeah,
too.
he was-
I was not expecting
He was
that
like
at all.
he was like a little girl.
I am
He was excited.
I am so excited
used
for
to be.
Monster Hunter World. It has okay, so there's been like for a bit there like
You knew
we
it
were-
instantly.
We were originally supposed to get a Monster Hunter game on the I think it was PS3, and then it ended up
Yeah.
on the Wii.
Yes.
So like it was
It
not,
sold well, actually.
It sold well. The big
Enough,
draw
yeah.
was like Monster Hunter game is Monster Hunter has always been like very portable. It was on the
Right.
PSP. It
The
was
PSP
on the,
and those ones were successful.
They
Very
were.
successful.
Then it was on the 3DS, and that was really great.
That's
we have
the most
X, we
played
got
platform
double
for
cross, then we have double cross coming
Yep.
out soon. And then with this, like, there's been so much draw, like for a Monster Hunter game being back on a console because
Yeah.
it originally came out for PS2,
Yep.
Yeah.
and since PS2 we have not seen anything. We've had promises. And aside from like it being on the Wii and not as
The
strong,
Wii U,
yeah,
Wii U, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate.
Yeah,
wasn't strong.
3DS, it lived for a long time. In
Yeah.
Japan, Monster Hunter is ginormous. It is huge.
It's huge,
It's
yeah.
starting to grow big here again. The thing is, it's also going to
Thanks.
be on Xbox One and PC,
Yeah,
which is
PC
really
later
cool.
the year.
Which is
Um,
really, really cool. I like that. A lot of people should play that game.
Which
Play
drives me
Monster.
on like which one do I need to? Because I'd probably end up playing it on both PS4 and PC.
That
Yeah.
game seems like you need to play friends with. I
You
feel
no,
like.
but
no,
here-
that's not entirely true because you can play it solo. They do have like a solo campaign. You can do the multiplayer because one of the big things when you do multiplayer, they increase the health. But as long as
Whoa.
you practice and you get a lot better, you can do a lot of that alone. It's only up to such a certain point that you might need.
But
help.
still to me,
Any thoughts on Monster Hunter?
well, the thing that really stuck out to me was Monster Hunter is a very multiplayer centric game,
And they didn't show
and
it.
they didn't show multiplayer, which was very interesting. The trailer was one hunter.
Yep.
The bits they showed, which were a lot of that was clearly in engine.
Yeah.
Was
You think- I think this
single
game's-
hunter, which was
I-
interesting.
I
that
think
they
this
showed
game
that.
is very early out, though. I don't think it's anytime
No,
soon.
it's early out, and I honestly think the reason why they didn't show the multiplayer
Probably not ready yet.
aspect is because they're trying to draw people into it, and I think they're trying to show that. I think they're trying to show that fact that you don't have to play it with people.
Yeah, I agree
And
with
Monster
that, too.
Hunter, I
Absolutely
think,
agree
just
with that.
appeals to group play. And,
Yeah.
stuff
And
like
like
that
we
so
talked
much,
about previously earlier, the 3DS games made it a lot easier to play solo.
Yeah.
They had more of a story,
Well, no,
like you said.
they had more of a story. I mean, like back when it was back on the PSP, like you could always play solo. They always
Right.
had. There was always like.
but it
a
was
set-
tough, though.
It's yes and
I don't-
no.
I don't
For
think
me, it was
It's
tough.
only. It's
See,
only
I don't
as
think it's
tough
really
as,
changed,
like,
though.
Yeah, it
I
really
played it on
hasn't.
the PSP. I played it in the PSP days.
I have
and then I played it most recently
number
with
4.
Generations
I think
on
I have
3DS.
3 or 4 on 3DS, and I played a little bit. and
Number
it was
4
tough.
had a very strong story approach. I didn't get too much into Cross.
Yeah, which is the latest one.
I was because I figured
Lean in.
I had a hunch that I actually had a hunch that they'd probably come out with a double cross, and that's
What?
well
Jesus, Monster Hunter Double Cross.
that's
for
what the name's called.
Xbox X.
Where you can kill your own teammates now.
But oh god, what was I gonna say? No, but with like double because they're in Monster Hunter they always have like a there's always another game that comes out that has G rank, so it has a higher difficulty. It'll have
Right, okay,
more
yeah.
monsters. It'll
Yeah.
have remixed monsters and stuff
The
for
passion.
that game.
The
Yeah.
passion through
I've
the
been-
roof for this game.
I play it way too
love
much. I play it way too much.
No, it's good. It's good. Let's continue because we're at 30 minutes already.
Shadow of the Colossus remake.
We kind of talked about.
Yeah.
I'm pumped.
Again, it's-
I am.
But see, here's the
Yeah,
thing.
I'm
It's
actually
one of my
really
favorite
hyped.
games.
Yeah, yeah.
It's one of my favorite games of all time. But it
To
was-
this day, it's in the top 5. I would
it,
say.
it wasn't.
for sure.
It wasn't needed, and it felt like filler to me.
Honestly, probably yes,
It
but
was filler.
It was-
thumbs up for me. I'm cool with that.
You're
I
too,
love
you're
that
too
one.
positive, man.
I'm willing to.
I'm a positive
I'm,
Pete.
I'm
problem.
willing.
This is
to,
why the show is good because you're
No,
being
but
an Adrian man.
you're the reason why Sony isn't trying anymore.
It might be, yeah.
Sony's my favorite company, and I'm so disappointed right now.
I know.
I'm willing.
I'm
to,
not as much. Though.
I'm
I
willing
was
to play
happy.
it again. I'm willing to play it again. I'm willing to play it again.
Bro,
with
I'm
these,
always
like,
willing to play it
actual
again.
next gen graphics. This is
I-
what I've always wanted.
I love that. I
It
love
looks
that.
incredible.
It's great.
But to me, the way they revealed
Yeah.
it, it's not. It didn't feel like an E3 reveal. It just was. I don't
To
know.
me, it was out of the
Lazy.
blue. I was not expecting it, and then I called out. I'm like, Shadow
Yeah,
of the Colossus?
definitely wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, no, because at first we were like, "Is this a sequel?"
Yeah.
Or...
Is this
Yeah,
new
it was hard
one?
to tell, but
If
still.
not, they had announced
again,
like it was new.
Would you have been more hyped if it was a sequel?
Well, hell yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
How would they
You're
do
gonna be
that
way
though?
more-
Because
you're gonna be way
technically,
more
you know.
Well, but
yeah.
sequels don't have to be direct continuations. of
Yeah,
the
it could
same
be
story.
prequels,
it could
very
be
much, yeah.
Not even. I mean, you can have the
A
same.
new
Same
person.
world,
You can have the
character.
same thing. Just
Yeah,
make
Beyond Good and Evil 2.
everything new. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is a completely
Doesn't
different
have Jade at all.
universe,
At
but-
all.
But that wasn't whatever. That wasn't shown.
Okay, go.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity.
They showed more story. They showed
Yeah.
basically the leaked roster of the game.
Well, they
and
showed
I'm-
parts of the leaked roster, so it pretty much confirms.
It's here's the thing. It's Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% on the character design. I think some of the character design's weird. But,
Yeah, a little
but
bit.
aside
Graphics.
from that,
It is. I agree with the character designs, kind of.
again, it's stuff we've seen before.
Yeah.
Right? It's not
Yeah.
E3
The question,
material.
though, the question is, what is there? Is there any other fighting games coming out? Maybe we'll find out tomorrow on Nintendo's thing of Smash Bros.
Maybe. I mean, besides
What's-
ARMS and hopefully Smash
'Cause-
tomorrow, but
'cause-
that's tomorrow.
Because
You're not-
Tekken
So-
already came out. That was the last big one, right?
Yeah.
Well, you know what else is you know what other fighters coming out? Is Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Or
right.
Dragon
That
Ball
one was
Fighter
good.
Z, whatever.
That one looks good. Guilty Gear.
That felt weird
Guil-
that wasn't at Sony either.
I think Microsoft paid for that for sure.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but still. it's-
Because they
I don't
needed
know.
some Japanese games, and they brought two. It was Code Vein and Dragon Ball, and
Dragon
they're
Ball.
both
Yeah.
third-party.
Did you
games.
have you actually seen you saw the roster, right?
Yeah, I
For
saw the leaked
for
roster. Yeah.
yeah. What were your thoughts on it? Because they showed some of it, so that pretty much confirms it.
To be
Like,
honest, I wanted a little bit more.
it seems
personally-
safe, right?
It seemed very safe. The reason being is a lot of those movies are coming out,
Yeah.
so you gotta have
Yeah, but
like
it-
Black Panther. You gotta have
Oh, of
like
course,
that's what
yeah.
they're gonna do.
But the
DLC, they're gonna take a lot more chance. They'll bring more favorites back for sure,
But-
On the
like
list is,
X-Men
like,
and stuff.
On the list is Venom.
but
maybe
based
Venom.
on what they
DLC.
showed here, the blatant absence of the X-Men. in any form.
That is
They're
a
gonna
whole
be DLC,
other
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
It's not. They're only doing it because of the cinematic universe crap.
Yeah.
Right. So Infinite.
But
I
the
don't know.
guys-
I can't. That's stupid.
There was an
They're-
interview
They're
I-
shafting gamers just because of some legal issues with the.
Well,
movies.
sure, but
So
I
it
heard
is,
I was told like what I watched in an interview. Oh shit, you mind plugging that in for me?
Where? Which?
We can edit this out.
Yeah, no, let's keep it going. But what I feel like,
Edit, quick edit. Yeah, right there.
yeah, there you go. What I feel like, what I heard from Maximilian, he's a big time fighting game YouTuber. Yes. And he talked about, he had an interview with the Marvel vs. Capcom guys, and he said, don't worry too much about the X-Men. They're going to get them, but it's probably going to be DLC, most likely.
I know, I understand. I just disagree with it, but
Yeah, I
but
understand.
that's
I know
whatever.
you want X-Men in for sure.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think Infinite. Again, I just keep feeling like it's just Sony just kept showing more of the same. They weren't
Yeah, you
giving
already
us
saw,
anything
yeah.
new.
Like, I
The
feel you.
thing with Sony, you know what it is it's not that what they showed was bad. It's just there was nothing to get excited about.
Yeah.
Because we already know it's all coming.
Yeah, for
seen,
sure.
I've already seen enough of God of War to convince me to buy it.
Oh yeah, like
You know what I mean? Like, I
opening,
know I'm buying God of
opening
War.
with God of War. It
Yeah.
was last year. I'm like,
Yeah.
yep,
I know I'm buying it.
day fucking one,
Yep.
or day one. Bleep,
Bleep.
bleepity bleep. Any of your thoughts on Marvel vs.
You don't have to
Capcom?
censor yourself.
I mean, not really. I think I'd be more excited to see more. I want to see more content.
Mhm.
Basically, I want to see like you said, the character design needs some work. But
I think that's just how it's gonna be. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just how they're drawn in this game. The 3D models. Adrian, you're gonna get back ever? We didn't stop. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
No worries.
Here, look
just
at
Let
me.
me continue. Let me
Just
see if I
edit
can
all
read
of
his
this.
handwriting
Edit
here.
all of this.
Elder Scrolls VR.
Yes. What did you guys think about? I was actually
Love
shocked to see about that.
I was shocked because yesterday or 2 days ago, what was
Fallout?
it? No, it was last night.
Yeah,
Bethesda.
Fallout
During
VR.
the Bethesda thing, they showed Fallout VR, and then they showed Doom VR as well.
So is this
and I
exclusive
made a
for Sony?
joke. Of course it is, because Xbox doesn't have VR.
Well, no.
So
I mean,
that's
is it not
it's-
going to be on the HTC Vive at all? Because they did not show it the last night.
No, I think it's PlayStation VR only for now.
Okay.
The same
so
way,
they
same
told
way
me-
Resident Evil 7 was PlayStation VR exclusive, and now it's finally coming out on like the Rift and the Vive.
Oh, okay.
But
Is it? I didn't
It
know
is, yeah.
about
It's
it.
finally coming out on the Rift and the Vive. It was exclusive for like a decent amount of time. But
Yeah,
it's
like
coming out
8
for those.
months probably.
But yesterday I made the joke. I was like, no, I want Elder Scrolls. Like I can't wait to play Fallout in VR, but I want Elder Scrolls VR too. And
It happened.
Here it was. I saw it and I was surprised to see it.
Time
I
to
didn't think it would happen.
throw
but,
up all over Skyrim.
love Skyrim.
It's interesting. Again, I still.
Throw up all over Skyrim.
I get motion sickness.
Me
So,
too.
yeah,
I do
I
too. So
don't.
I haven't played VR yet. So
I
I don't.
So
know.
I don't. I'm just gonna be in like a borderline comatose state, laying in bed playing
Sword Art.
VR Skyrim.
Right?
Sword Art Online. This
I
guy.
have wanted to be the Dovahkiin for many a year, and now I finally can.
And you guys were very excited about the Super
Supermassive. And
game.
I kept saying it from the
man.
beginning. That's what I wanted to see, and it was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, we actually
get it?
we had a conversation about.
Yeah.
We had a conversation last night.
They made Until
Just-
Dawn. If anyone doesn't know.
We had a conversation last night. It's Until Dawn came out a good couple of years
Yeah, it
ago.
was a couple years now.
It's
Is it a couple years
Yeah.
out already?
yeah.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. It was the very end of 2015, but it's still been.
And it
The game's really good. I heard.
it's
awesome.
about
It's
like
fantastic.
it was about time they should be something else should be coming out. They had
And they said as soon as Until Dawn came out, they were working on something else already.
Were you guys
So,
shocked that they were working on 2 things though?
Yes.
2 VR
Yeah.
stuff.
That I was
That
surprised.
a surprise.
Bravo
and-
team.
Bravo
Which
team's
looked okay.
kind of
Looked
right.
okay.
Bravo team's like a weird one. I feel like maybe that's like a second team of Supermassive.
The first game looked very incredible.
Polished.
Like it looked the
Very
visuals.
polished. It's another horror experience. I
It
was
looked good.
surprised. I don't know. I was sort of surprised it was VR, but considering their last game technically was the VR
Rush of Blood.
Until Dawn Rush of Blood, it makes sense because it was well received, so they do VR well.
Do
So
you
why
think,
not
do you
have
think
them
that's
do
what they're gonna focus on?
maybe?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be just like Resident Evil 7. It's gonna be playable on and off VR.
That'd be interesting because
Probably, it probably
looked-
is, but it looks like they're trying to showcase the VR
Yeah.
aspect. Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
right.
you gotta sell you have to sell those units.
The
it's
name-
not it's not everyone has VR.
Right.
It's expensive.
Right, it is, yeah.
But
It's
if
new.
you can like concoct them into
And I mean,
getting it,
PlayStation VR
Why
right
not?
now is probably the most accessible VR unit.
It's
out
the
there,
cheapest
and
one
It
for
is.
sure.
It is,
Yeah, it is.
definitely. So it's
but I
cool
heard
as
it's
well.
good.
It's cool to see something like that big and that like from one of their top studios now. Until Dawn was a big success, so
Now-
it's cool to see them do that.
Now they're doing the in Jeffrey. Yeah, the impatient looks really good.
Impatient.
Looks really. It looks really, really,
you
really
want
good.
to ask the Jeffrey question now? It's a
Nah,
long
yeah,
answer.
we'll figure it out.
Alright.
Go ahead.
Star Child.
It's all right.
Any-
I don't know. I need
any
more of it.
opinions on Star Child?
See,
Eh,
Star
eh.
Child is one of the few sort of indie-looking games that they showed, and I'm not very impressed by it.
Same.
It's okay. I gotta play it first. Like I don't like I'm kind of with you guys. I was
Yeah.
just like,
I'm honest with you, I forgot it. I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I
I
actually
got-
forgot about it. Yeah,
There was
so-
Yeah, I kinda
literally,
did too.
I got hyped at one moment. I thought the whatever protagonist was about to pilot a mech.
Bro.
It said VR on it. I had a lot of like mixed hopes.
Yeah.
I watched a
Armor
lot of
Core?
Gundam
But-
when I was young.
You know
I'm
what?
really
Gundam win.
impressionable.
But you know, one of my problems with it is it's a 2D sort of side-scrolling
Yeah.
game. So why is it in VR?
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like a VR experience.
I'd
But
be all about VR.
I think they'll have-
Right, yeah.
I think they'll have VR moments in that game, like with the hand, like you jumping on the hand.
I
Like,
mean,
that's what I
yeah,
feel
but
like.
that's
all I kind of
whatever.
remember.
I mean, possibly, yeah.
That's all I really remember from
I
that game.
suppose we can just
Go
move
ahead.
on from that.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15
No.
catching.
Yeah, let's just go
Oh,
past the
alright.
fucking
Fucking
fishing
virtual
game. Like, it's
fishing.
okay, it's
And
whatever.
Final Fantasy.
Moss.
The crowd was so disappointed.
Again, Moss.
One of
Moss,
Summer's
Moss,
favorites.
I can't
What?
That's
believe
her
no,
favorite.
Who made? Someone made the comment. He's like, I think I saw 2 people clapping.
That was me.
Yeah, that was you.
Yeah, that's right.
2 people clapping for the fishing game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
People were
Moss.
disappointed.
I think Moss looks good. It
I
looks
feel like
interesting, but
It's
I don't
the one
know.
that-
but
yeah.
they didn't show gameplay. Really.
They didn't show
It was
No.
a trailer,
gameplay.
so.
Well-
Exactly, it was a trailer. They don't have enough, and I don't think
They showed a
people are
little.
gonna have any idea. I wonder. how
Vaguely,
many
I don't know if
people
it
are
really
gonna-
was. Like, what was that orb? I guess you control the orb? Like the orb that was spinning around him? I guess you control the
I
orb.
don't know, possibly.
Leaves a
But
lot of questions.
There was
Yeah.
he was fighting that mouse was fighting some
Serpent.
beetles.
That's true.
The
Yeah, it was
beetles.
fighting it right. But,
Yeah.
and it was like it was a cool announcement again.
And then a
It was
boss
good
fight at the
announcement,
end
but-
with the serpent.
Yeah.
and everything.
And maybe
Yeah.
it won't end up being Redwall. I'm sure it will be, but there's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to make that connection. If you're not familiar with the series, then you're going to be like, what is this mouse game?
No,
You
but
know?
even still, like forget Redwall exists.
Yeah.
Like as an announcement,
Yeah.
it's
It
at
didn't
least
show a
interest.
lot.
No, but it's interesting enough that
Yeah.
it's new. It's something different.
It's new. It's
So-
not. You haven't seen it anywhere else yet. It's probably going to be. something
Honestly, a lot of the
exclusive.
VR stuff was new.
Yeah.
That was all new. I didn't
Yeah.
see any. Besides Star Child, I
But
think they
it-
showed that one in PlayStation.
And
And
that's the
actually-
thing, most of their new stuff was on VR, which is
Yeah.
new, and not a lot of people have that.
But
yet.
you mentioned that you're sure it's going to be a VR PlayStation exclusive, but we don't know that.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
None
I
of
don't know.
those were necessarily billed as VR exclusive, except the Supermassive stuff
Yeah.
will be.
They
Yeah.
had
But
the,
that might not
they
be.
had the PlayStation VR tag on the bottom left. Aside from that,
But we
Doesn't
don't
mean-
know.
doesn't mean
Right.
it's exclusive,
Doesn't
though.
mean it.
But go ahead.
Next would be God of War. We actually saw a bunch of gameplay.
It looked
Some-
incredible.
Yeah, some actual gameplay. Like this was a solid trailer.
The ending was
'Cause
insane.
most trailers you get now, it's either cinematic or that's it. And this was cool because you actually saw gameplay.
I also think it's highly dangerous that your kid is in midair and then you're swiping at him
no.
and then he still shoots the arrow.
Nah,
like, whoosh!
it's Kratos, man.
Yeah.
Like, after all the things he's done.
Yeah, like you don't care.
You know.
That kid has some balls, though.
This
That's
is
all I
how
gotta
he
say.
ba-
It's-
this is how he
Kratos' son is
babysits.
God.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But God of War, I don't know. It's like at the same.
Like
I'm-
you said, you right knew it.
I'm
You-
extremely excited
But
about
that was
it,
a
but
new
I don't have
trailer.
a lot to say about it because it's God of War. Of course, I'm gonna buy it.
I love the ending of that trailer with the world serpent. I love the Norse
Yeah.
mythology.
Yeah.
Him talking to him, he's like, "What is he saying?" He's like, "Oh, he wants to help us out,"
His-
which is gonna be insane.
Which is cool.
His
which is
kid whips
interesting.
out some parcel tongue. Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I
yeah.
can't wait.
It looks incredible. It looks insane. We can move on.
Yeah.
That one's a highlight.
Yeah.
That was good.
Next was Detroit Become
Ah.
And this was actually the first trailer we ever saw for the game. We didn't see gameplay. It was sort of a cinematic.
Yeah, it was just
last,
about her. Yeah.
Last year we saw the detective character, which was a little bit of gameplay and
Right.
the dialogue.
Yeah.
This time we didn't see as much of the dialogue gameplay. We saw some of the actual mechanics. Of,
Can't. Yeah.
you
and
know,
there was
hiding behind the cars,
Yeah.
right? Where you saw your yellow silhouette here, here, or here, and you got to pick. Okay, where
well,
do I hide?
there was three
Like,
different. There was quite a few different moments because you could do like the make out option.
Right.
Like, there was 2 of the robots making out behind the cars, or just like gun it. like
And
just gun it.
It
was cool. It was
It was
interesting.
cool that they pulled back and they were like, it's this section of the game, the spider web of different choices.
So
you can
with
make for
this
the
one,
game.
obviously feels like Heavy Rain more than Beyond Two Souls with the characters.
Yeah,
How many characters? Are they
going
gonna end at 4, or are they gonna go beyond that?
Well, I think really
Beyond 2 characters.
beyond
yeah.
two characters. I think really that what we've shown so far, there's probably. I mean, they've only shown 3 playable characters so far.
Yes, they did.
This one they showed 2 characters, but
But it
only
was
one. You
one
were
was
controlling the
playing-
guy.
you-
And last
the
time was
dude,
the
yeah.
detective, and the time before that was the one chick.
Yeah, the original.
This is
That
a David Cage
girl
game,
is-
right?
Yes.
Yeah, it is a David Cage game.
I have
Which
a
I know you're not the biggest fan.
I got a strong love-hate relationship. I get drawn in by a bunch of trailers. I'm not gonna say that I didn't like what I saw. I actually really, really liked what I saw.
He's never done anything bad in my opinion.
Well, a lot of people have never done anything bad. in
The
their
the
eyes.
worst
so.
game.
Not really.
Oh,
What is that supposed to mean?
That is odd. That's an odd statement there.
No, I understand the statement.
Yeah.
No, he gets it. He knows
I get what he
exactly
means.
what I'm talking about.
The thing is with David Cage, the one that's considered the worst is Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's
statistically, like Metacritic wise, that one.
It's
but
considered
Heavy
his
Rain,
worst game, but again, Beyond Two Souls, I really enjoyed.
I thought it was really good.
I really
enjoyed.
liked Beyond Two Souls. I mean, it was a
But
fun
this one
experience.
clearly is taking its reins from Heavy Rain, but evolving it further.
Yeah.
With having like they pulled out and they had like 28 like different options, like Riot.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Sparrow,
like,
like,
this
it
thing,
was-
and there's
It was
looked
ridiculous.
good. They looked really
Also,
good.
I'm a big fan. And it's my city, the Motor City, Detroit. Very cool.
it's the Rock City as well.
It is the Rock City
It is the Rock
as
City.
well.
Certain,
So it's really really cool to see a game
painted-faced
from your city,
rock band,
and
Let's
it's
say about it.
androids, and of course it's freaking androids. So you think Motor City, you think androids, I guess.
Obviously.
But
yeah, that's all what I always think of when I think of Detroit. I'm
Yeah.
like, Detroit and their androids.
and
I wrote
Them
the city
8 Mile
burning down.
androids. You know?
all right, go ahead.
Destiny 2. I have no love for this, so this is all.
See,
You
I
didn't
don't
play the first one?
I didn't care for the first.
Okay.
No, I hate the first one. The
Yeah.
first one's one of the biggest all-time disappointments I've ever
Ooh.
felt with video
Yeah.
games.
These are like really.
But now
big
Destiny
statements.
2 is at a point.
really excited.
A lot of
Destiny-
people felt that way.
Destiny
Oh my god,
2,
Poltergeist.
Destiny 2 is at a point
Oh.
where I've seen it.
What's up, Joel?
So,
What up, man?
Hi.
Oh,
we're get-
Joel.
We're getting interrupted, so
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit. Y'all
You're good,
recording?
man. You're good. Go ahead.
we can edit this.
Are you
out.
gonna eat all those
What the-
Tostitos?
Huh?
Really?
Oh, here we go.
Go ahead. Go ahead, dude.
Again,
You
Destiny 2 we've seen. I don't think it needed to be at the Sony thing, besides the fact that, yeah, we have exclusive content, but we knew. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the same with Destiny 1.
We expected that.
But
I'm.
in terms of being impressed by it, Destiny 2 looks way better than the first one.
It does. It looks
It's
like they
fixing
learned a
issues.
lot from the first game, for sure. A lot of people didn't really understand that the first game was an MMO. Like, they were really confused
It wasn't
by that.
an MMO. Don't say MMO.
It's a
'Cause
hybrid.
that was my problem with the first game, is they build it as an MMO and
Yeah,
it was not.
It's
So-
a hybrid. It's a hybrid MMO. That's
I
what it
didn't-
is. It's a
I
futuristic.
didn't take it.
And
as
a lot of
I didn't take
people
it
are
as
doing
that. Like that
Yeah.
they were building it as an MMO.
They said it. They
Yes,
used
they
the
did,
word
yeah.
MMO. They kept saying
I
you're
was-
gonna. No, everything they said about the first game
Same
was
thing with Division.
you're gonna be playing with tons of other players. There's gonna be all these other players populating the world, and there weren't.
And that's not really
at
true.
At most, there were 16 in a world at the same time,
Yes,
and you
yeah.
couldn't do raids with them instantly. Everything was instant.
I have no love for.
But
Destiny, so-
No,
you
I
could
hate
dance
it,
with
but
them.
Destiny
You could dance with those
yeah,
people.
in the tower. Destiny 2 looks like
You
a
could
significantly
dance?
better game.
Yeah, you could, they have a lot of emoticons and
Maybe
emojis
I
and
should
stuff.
check it out.
Right.
It's okay. Like Destiny 2 is gonna learn from the first one. You don't need to have the first game
And
to play
that's,
this.
That's
that's
exactly
how I
what they
feel.
were
I mean,
supposed to do.
they're
Yeah.
bringing in the actual cinematic, the
Yeah.
story.
People. That's
They're
what
not
people
forcing
wanted.
you to read the story online and by
Yeah.
unlocking crap in
That's
game.
the
I mean,
big
it's-
thing.
And that's what an MMO does, though. That's what you do. You read the damn cards in the,
don't.
But
No.
it's.
No.
Well, basically,
I
they're
understand the
delivering
complaint
everything
on
they
that,
promised for
like,
the first one because they
yeah.
hyped the first one up. Everyone's so excited about it, including us. And then it was just nothing was delivered. It was such a disappointment because of that. And so to see what they're doing with the second one, it's more of a relief because it's like, okay, this is the one we should have had in the first place.
Yeah.
Well,
I
again,
was okay. I played too
This
many
should
hours
really-
of Destiny 1. Way too many hours.
This should really be about Sony's thing, and it's just Destiny. It was there. Did it need to be? Not really. But
No, it's their big September game. They gotta. Well, it's everyone's game.
Exactly.
But most people will play it on PS4.
Yeah,
Probably.
But go ahead.
Spider-Man.
Ooh, they ended it with this, which was interesting.
As they announced it as like, because they actually openly admitted that like there was no exclusives, and they said, "Oh, let's end on a actual Sony exclusive," and then they showed
Man Spider.
Man.
Look, Spider-Man looks great.
looks great.
It
looks
looked
like,
incredible. I was very impressed by Insomniac.
Well,
So
you've got the combat ripped straight out of the Batman Arkham series. You have the stealth moments ripped straight out of the Batman Arkham series, which, as far as superhero games or even games in general go, that's one of the best examples you have.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
If they can improve on it, like it's all the more.
It looked like they did. I mean, it was insane.
In a way, yeah,
like when
it's Spider-Man.
when the crane when the crane was falling and you're running through, that was epic.
There were some cool moments. I mean, QuickTime events, that's an interesting choice, but fine, I don't mind. I know people hate QuickTime events now, but
it's just
don't
when
care.
every time it was a QuickTime event, that's like when games were just
But
doing
I like
it for
I like the
these
cinematic
ones,
moments.
They were excited. No, like because my big
They were
issue
very
with
excited.
my big issue with QuickTime events is it feels like a chore. While watching it, like these QuickTime events, they like that they displayed on in the trailer, whichever this is, they felt exciting. I actually was
they were
like
very exciting, yeah.
really hyped to watch them and watch what happened afterwards.
Yeah.
Like we were all, I think, during it when he was running along the crane.
Along
Yeah,
the
it
crane,
was epic.
falling into the building, and then
Yeah.
he's trying to stop it. So you have to hit. The thing that was interesting about the QuickTime events is it doesn't just show you a button and you hit that button. You actually have to wait for the ring to go down and get to the little timer, and you have to hit perfect timing. And not every button is timed the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that brings a little bit of variety to it, but it was a cool moment. It was an epic moment. And you're like,
he had
and
his.
it's Spider-Man.
I'm also a big fan of Yuri Lothal. He voiced Yosuke and the protagonist in Persona 3. He's Spider-Man in this. He's in pretty much. He's another Nolan North / Troy Baker. Not
type.
not the biggest name, but he's in almost every effing game you play. Like he really
Yeah,
is.
he was great.
And he sounded great.
He sounds very good as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Um,
Funny.
You can see that. I mean, they've already said that it's not related to the movies,
Which it doesn't need to be.
No, it doesn't need to be. But I like that they even showed it in this trailer. Like they were like, "Look, he's talking to Wilson Fisk, who's in prison."
Yeah.
They're and then the villain. I mean, you called him. As
Yeah.
soon as you saw him, you called it.
As soon as I saw him,
Very
Martin
obscure.
Lee,
Martin
Mr.
Lee.
Negative.
Which is great to see an obscure Spider-Man villain. They didn't just go with, "Hey, look, it's Dr. Octopus." It was like, no, here's a well-known villain in the comics, but the mainstream has no idea. Who
I
this
feel
guy
like
is.
this
You know
game
what I
is
mean?
gonna have a good 20+ villains.
Yeah.
I feel like.
I
don't know.
I think so. No.
I think we'll have a good play.
I think no,
Like-
no way.
But
At
not
most, I would
not
say at
everyone
most,
being a
because
main. They'll have like side builds.
That would kill
I
the
would-
game.
I would say.
I think it's gonna be more open world.
I would
really
give
Well,
do.
it is, but it's.
I would give it like maybe, okay, at minimum I would say 5 villains, major arcs. At most I would say 10 villains and then DLC.
It's gonna be a lot longer than
No,
that. I feel like.
I'm calling 8.
8?
Eight?
I'm calling
That's
8 villains. You're gonna have your few that are the main, and
Who do you think will be the main villain? Quick question. Boom.
I have no idea.
No clue.
The main villains.
clue.
That's a tough call.
You can do anything. And like in a bunch of
It's hard to say. Mysterio. I don't think Mysterio will be main. I don't think he's going to see him as a main villain.
It's not Mr. Negative. He won't be the main.
No, he's
one
not
of the
main
side-
villain. They're not going to show the
They
main
won't
villain
show
in the
that.
trailer.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Look at Arkham City as a guide here, and I think that's what this game
That
is
game
doing.
had a lot of people though. You didn't fight
It
every
had-
single
it
villain
had
though.
some.
You
We'll
talk.
see.
But that's what I'm saying is you had.
That's what I mean by this. I think they're gonna have a lot of characters, but you
It
don't
was
fight every
12
single one.
villains.
we'll see
Right.
Venom.
But
we'll-
you had-
maybe Carnage. We could
Dude,
pop
Carnage
cameos,
and Venom.
Yeah.
That's all I care about right now.
No, I
That's
mean,
what
I want Mysterio.
That'd be cool.
Mysterio would be
Mysterio
cool.
is the most underutilized Spider-Man villain.
The Vulture
and
too. I mean, he's getting
We'll-
pushed. He's getting pushed in
see
the movie.
Vulture. We'll
He's-
see Vulture.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
getting pushed in the movie, but
But he's a big.
aside from that.
he's a big.
He's a big
villain,
time
so-
common villain. Like, they used him
But,
a lot
but see,
in every game.
here's what.
Yeah, he was
this
in
is what
every-
makes
he
me
was in every
excited.
Spider-Man game.
He was. He really was.
This is what makes
Electro.
me excited. Is that Mr. Negative, an obscure villain? They're showing him right outright, like he's there. It's again. I mean, it's just because it's one of my favorite games of all time. I got to come back to Arkham City. Arkham City took some villains that we knew and we loved, and they were there.
And had a lot
and
of
then
obscure.
a lot of obscure villains. I mean,
was good.
we saw
Yeah,
like
it's
the
very
Mad
good.
Hatter.
Yeah.
We saw Deadshot, who at the
Catwoman.
time
Wasn't
Deadshot
big.
was not big.
He's big now because of the
We
Suicide Squad.
saw Calendar Man, but Calendar Man, you didn't
He was a
do
pain in
anything.
the ass.
But you didn't do anything with him in that game.
No, but it was a pain in the ass to
Clayface
unlock him.
was in the game too. In the second
Clayface was
Yeah.
another one who
I think
became big in
Clayface
the,
is actually like one of the bigger one. Like
I think so, too.
only because of
feel
the animated
Clayface-
series.
Yes.
But still, like
But
he's
but
big
if
to me.
you went out on the street and you asked people about Batman villains, no one's going to mention Clayface. They're
It
going
would
don't know
be
about that.
Joker.
to mention the Joker, the Riddler.
Riddler.
They're going to
Scarecrow,
mention
Scarecrow.
Catwoman, Scarecrow. Yeah, there's like this certain staple you have, and I think
Yeah.
Spider-Man has the same thing. So it's nice to see this game is actually
I
addressing.
just
but
all
it's
I really want.
Insomniac, so
Yeah.
they're
What I really want is Black Cat and Moon Knight as allies.
Moon Knight is
Boom.
Moon Knight would be cool, and I think
That's
this is
what I
a
want.
good time to
Do-
introduce Moon Knight.
Do you guys think we're actually going to see like other Marvel characters such as like are we going to see
Punisher.
some of the like are we
Daredevil.
Gonna see, are we going to see
The Punisher.
Punisher?
I'm looking for-
Daredevil?
yes.
Are we going to see Captain America?
We-
Wolverine?
I don't know if
feel-
they'll go that far, but we
I
might
mean,
see. We
it's
might
a
see Daredevil.
Spider-Man game, but like they're
Cameos.
known for cameos.
Captain America, I would say no.
Okay.
Wolverine, possibility, but I would again say no.
Mhm.
There's a
Um,
possibility for him since he's super big.
I would say probably not, but Daredevil, I would say yes, and it's because they've already shown that Wilson Fisk is there and in prison. Chances are it was Daredevil that did it.
Yeah.
I mean, Daredevil and Kingpin
So,
are very.
The thing I would assume, because we saw him at the end of the trailer, is there are probably gonna be two Spider-Mans.
Yeah,
Oh.
Miles.
End of
Miles
the trailer,
Morales.
they show Miles Morales, right?
Yeah, I think there'll be two. But this is what Marvel said. They wanted to take gaming more seriously. They wanted to find studios that would really work. So there is a
Right.
possibility that they'll have a cross promotion type where they'll have like other Marvel characters in
mean,
there that will lead
after-
into another game. Maybe.
After the Spider-Man game's over, like, are we gonna see a Wolverine game like this? Would you buy a Wolverine game that
We've
was
already had one good Wolverine.
We had a really good the movie.
Yes.
The Wolverine movie
The X-Men
game was
Origins
actually really
Wolverine game
was really
amazing.
good. It was
I've heard-
M-rated
I've heard
God of
that.
War type game, and you were hacking heads off. That was totally Wolverine.
It was
before
great, but-
Wolverine became violent in Logan.
But I mean, I feel like Spider-Man's probably gonna have some
Roadhouse.
cool stuff, and Spider-Man looks good.
Logan's Road.
But okay, and so Levi, our disappointment is Spider-Man is 2018.
18. I thought it would be this year.
I thought it would
I
be
was shocked.
2017. I am gonna go back and look, but I believe that last year they said Spider-Man was coming 2017.
I don't think they ever had a date for
I
it.
think they said
I
2017.
don't remember.
I don't remember.
I'm going to find this. I remember.
Watch the previous
on
conference,
2017.
So-
I don't know, I'm not saying it was in a conference they said it, but I'm pretty sure they mentioned it somewhere.
It'd
And
be
I think
interesting.
it kind of got. maybe
You also
pushed
got to
back.
think. You also got to think about this too. Insomniac team is much smaller than they were. They're not as big as they used to be, team wise. Their studio's much smaller.
I don't know though.
It is. It is. Like,
This game. They brought people to Insomniac for this game.
oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they
I'm
brought
sure
some
they
help.
have a much bigger.
I'm sure they
bigger
have
crew.
some help in this game for sure.
But
So
that's
that was the.
that's
Well, what's
E3.
the grade? What's the grade out of a A to F system? What's
C.
the grade for you?
C.
See, this is
I don't know.
C.
See, I guess.
I'm gonna
In
go
the
B.
middle.
I'm gonna go B. It's what I wanted.
C?
It's what I wanted.
B? I'm sorry. I thought you said C.
No,
I
I
mean,
said B. I said B.
I'll personally.
I went B. It's a B for me because it showed the games I wanted. I wanted some more surprises. We didn't get them, but I don't think it was
And
that
that's why-
terrible. I don't
but-
think it was that.
Alright,
honestly,
alright.
Okay.
Honestly,
I don't. The only reason why I give it a C is because there's a lot that appeals to me, like
Right.
personally.
yeah, but you guys
My-
wanted the
More.
explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not even that. There is a lot that appeals to me here, but
And like you
but
mentioned
also it
earlier,
just-
not on camera. You mentioned earlier that we both mentioned earlier that they have a lot of studios working on stuff and they didn't show anything.
They didn't
out
show
yet.
anything.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense to not show anything. And my reason being is I would understand if they didn't show anything if everything they showed at their conference was coming out this
Also,
year,
I
but
feel
it's
like
not.
a lot of things didn't go their way. Like Kingdom Hearts had a reveal trailer like 2 days before. You know, Nino Kuni revealed this morning.
Right.
Like a lot of stuff. It's like,
But
did
as-
they want to take that out? Like, I would want those trailers in my conference.
I just think
Because
aside from
Sony's
that,
page is the one that uploaded it. Uploaded
Right.
the Kingdom Hearts trailer.
right.
So-
And I say I give it a C because it wasn't it wasn't what they showed. None of what they showed was
It's not bad.
uninteresting by any means. But
It's just not what you
the
wanted.
conference was just like I was happy to see God of War again. I was happy to see more Spider-Man. I was happy to see a lot, but it's not enough.
It was underutilized.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it was just there was a lot of stuff I think could have been shown in different ways. Wasn't necessarily E3 material.
So,
because also the stuff they showed, the Days Gone I keep coming back to this.
Yeah, he did not like Days Gone.
It didn't do enough to convince me. But aside from that, that didn't feel like an E3 trailer to me. That felt like something they could show that online. They could have put that on YouTube and instead put
like
Nino Cooney. You know,
I absolutely felt.
So
like
what
that
did
felt
you
like an E3
want?
trailer.
What gameplay, what games or what trailers? For me, I'll start it off. I was hoping to see Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yes.
A trailer. I was expecting a trailer. Did not get that.
I was hoping for it. I wasn't necessarily expecting it because
Yeah.
I think that's going to be Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, because part 1 has to come out next year for the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to.
It has to.
It has to.
They've got to be making their timing on that.
But I think either way.
We haven't seen it in a
Tokyo
while.
Game Show.
We haven't seen
Yeah,
it
I
since
agree.
the previous, not this last PlayStation experience, but the PlayStation experience before that was the last time I saw it.
But I think your point too.
Well, I mean,
comes
no,
back
they
to-
released those new images and trailer this year.
Well, they had that new artwork, which was sexy.
Yeah, well, they had new in-game screenshots of the first boss.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
like
yeah,
it was like 2 months ago or whatever. Yeah, so.
But your point with Tokyo Game Show too, and I think that comes back to the point that we made earlier.
We're all
where-
going to that Golden Conference, but no, I'm joking. I
Yeah.
wish
No, we're not.
Right? Where it just certain things didn't work out in Sony's favor. They had things that were released ahead of time. They have things that are going to be released by other parties. They had things that are not necessarily Sony exclusive that are coming to the system, but maybe Microsoft got the rights to show it at their E3 conference.
Yeah, like Anthem
there were
and
things
stuff.
that didn't, you know,
Metro. But that's a testament to Microsoft ponying up and doing that because they needed to. They needed to do that.
But see that, yeah. But
They
that's
need
what
to.
that's what proves my point. I think about
Yeah.
Sony this year is that.
No, I
I feel
understand
like
completely.
Sony's just sort of falling back and being like, we're already ahead of the game. Why bother anymore?
Well, maybe they're going
When
to come back and
Sony-
shoot us with something big that we're never.
That's always the
No,
problem
that's-
with competition. When you feel like you don't have competition, you tend to ease up.
And that's
you
what
shouldn't.
that's what
You
it
should
is.
never ease up.
I felt like of all years, Sony. This
So
would
what
be a
you-
good year for them to keep
So
their.
what-
So, Adrian, what did you want from this con? What was a game or something besides Monster Hunter? Because you freaked out with that. But what was like something that was?
I mean, the biggest thing was, again, me and Alan already talked about it. Something super massive, and that got delivered to
That
me.
happened, yeah.
I wanted something. I was hoping for something for.
Well, what
for
was
Spider-Man?
what was the big surprise that you wanted so you would bump it up to like a B or something?
Oh,
Like what was it?
like what
you,
wasn't there that you wanted to be there?
Yeah, what did you
Oh,
really want it to be there? Like I already know what
Something
you
to
like.
Shenmue.
Ah, there we
Shenmue.
go.
I
The
want
E-
some
Shenmue 3. It got announced during a Sony show, and they're working on it. But
They
it's
ready,
not-
like I said ahead of
But-
time. They said they weren't going to have any Shenmue 3 here,
I know, but
Yeah,
give me a
but-
vertical
or
slice.
Death
give me
Stranding or
something.
anything. Yeah. But you know,
Death
Yeah,
Stranding
the-
would have been a good.
the HD remake. They already said they weren't going to be.
I know.
Hito said
I know.
that game's so far away. That game's far away, guys.
But see, here's the thing. I don't care if
Shenmue
it's far
remakes.
away.
Though. Shenmue remakes.
Show me
Good.
something to get me excited about it.
Yeah,
Like-
but if you keep doing that, I think you. Not
Yeah.
getting
It
excited, but if you
loses
keep showing the same
gravitas.
thing over
I don't
and
know,
over,
I-
like.
It's
Just
not
let 'em
gonna
work on it.
hit
Let 'em work on
every
it.
single
It's-
time. It's like
all right. Okay.
What about you, Summer? Let's
Well,
hear. Then we'll.
I got this.
Then
yeah.
we'll end it. Then we'll end it.
All right.
But go ahead.
I would have
Settle it
liked to
down.
have
Simmer
seen-
down, Jeffrey.
I would have liked to seen something that got me as excited as Adrian got about Monster Hunter.
Yeah, but what would have been that?
Yeah, but
I mean-
what? Like,
What would have been that? What would that be? Would have been Kingdom Hearts 3 _, smiley face over 7?
Over
Yeah.
7, right?
over 412 days divided by 8.
Hashtag
Over
flowers,
pie.
super heart.
Yeah. Equals smiley face.
I
Like-
definitely would have liked to have
Winky
seen
face.
something more like you said on Final Fantasy.
Sequel,
I cannot
prequel.
Yeah.
wait for the
Number
remake.
3.
I cannot wait for it.
It's gonna be good. Are you happy that it's an action remake? It's gonna probably play more like Final Fantasy 15.
I mean, I haven't played.
Simmer
so-
down. Simmer down.
I haven't.
The
played-
rage.
I haven't played 15, so I can't say much on that. I'm excited to get it. I'm excited to get the next gen.
It's 7 remake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna effing
You
buy
better
it.
play 15.
I'm gonna
We're
effing
gonna
buy
play
it.
it.
Look at Paint Dry. It's
We're
about
gonna-
as interesting. We're
Play
gonna
Persona 5. One of the best games ever. Now end it off, Alan. I'm gonna give it to you.
all right. Let's hear it, Alan.
What are we ending here? What are we
You
doing?
you seem like you were boiling off and you wanted to
No,
say something.
I just feel like the last point that I should make here, and it's about
Go
I
ahead,
think
let
it's
it
about
out.
our grades, right? I give it a C, you give it a B. Now you said to me that it'd be terrible if they keep repeating the same old thing. It loses its thing.
Oh, yeah.
I said that.
Like,
I said that.
Okay,
well,
right.
I kind of
But
did too.
Okay.
Levi was saying it because he's saying they can't just keep doing that.
Well, I'm just saying.
Because again, I feel like there's things that are being worked on that they didn't show because
Yeah.
it's too far off, and
And I feel like Death Stranding is one of those things. I feel like they don't have another trailer they can show to that.
But see, here's my
Like
issue.
you can't bring that same trailer you released a few months ago there.
but they have stuff they can show about.
I guess
game.
they could prance Kojima out there, wave to everybody, and get the hell off
He was-
stage.
No, but I guess my
Kojima was at
point.
E3.
Huh?
Kojima was at this E3, I think.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he's working hard on that.
No,
game.
I'm almost
No,
positive.
he wasn't.
He announced
E3's
earlier that
not
there
there,
was going to
yeah.
be no Death
I'll have to
Stranding.
double check
He's
that.
not there.
No. I don't think he was. I don't think there was going to be. He announced that. there
No,
wasn't
he's
going
not there. He's
He-
at the studio. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure he's working
he's
on the
not
game.
there.
I'll have to
Like,
double check that. Actually, I'm.
He's walking off camera. He's not there. But
We're
I
going to
guess-
end it soon. Well, you're going to check. Go ahead.
I guess the final point is just that.
I understand what you're saying, but
No, I
it
feel like
just-
that. I feel like that's all Sony did this year. Was
Yeah.
just more of the same, so it's all losing its appeal.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I agree to agree.
They,
but
they
for me,
needed to filter in some surprises.
but for me
and they just
personally,
didn't.
I'm just a very unique, positive Pete individual.
Which you
And-
know what? That's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why Sony
But
has stopped caring.
I wanted to see Detroit human again. I liked seeing that new character.
I wanted to see
I
that.
wanted to
I
see
wanted
more
to
God
see-
of War. I
Well,
wanted to see that.
And I'm not saying I didn't want
I
to.
wanted to see more of
Wait, didn't show
Days
the
Gone. I
trailer?
love that gameplay trailer. I
No,
like playing that. I
and-
want to play that.
And
game.
I'm not saying I didn't want to see it, but there's
You
a
wanted more-
difference.
you want more
there
of the
needed to be more than just that.
But is
And
it
they
wrong
didn't
that
deliver.
they gave me what I kind of just wanted to see? Besides Final Fantasy VII Remake, I was expecting that.
No,
That's
it's definitely not wrong that they gave you what you wanted to see.
I
but
wanted to see more of those games,
I'm
and
pretty,
I was
I'm
hoping
pretty sure that you're in the minority here with how
Possibly,
their
yeah.
conference was.
for sure.
I
I
mean,
it's okay.
That's
And I'm-
cool. That's cool
I-
that
I
it's
follow
delivered for you.
The GG follows his own path. He doesn't follow others' path.
I think the
That's
point
why I
is,
wear Detroit Lions stuff. It's not popular. I wear it because that's where I'm from, and that's what I love.
I think the point is even if it delivered for you,
It doesn't mean it has to deliver.
it
for us.
wasn't a good conference.
Fair
You
enough.
know what I mean?
Each
it
his own.
satisfied your needs, but it
No.
still
He was.
wasn't. a good
Kojima was at E3.
Was he?
Yeah. There was an interview.
Is there
right
a
here.
Twitter?
No, there was an interview. For. It was like 2 days. It's 2 days before. On Wednesday they had.
Well, E3 was
There was
that's Judgment Week. They're just
yeah,
they
they
were
had
showing
an
up.
interview.
Yeah.
But he doesn't skip E3. He likes it.
Well, I know.
I know, but that man is a workaholic, dude.
Yeah,
like
I
I watched
know.
the making of Metal Gear Solid 4, and that dude just never slept.
You better bring out.
Get some sleep.
Well, anyway,
You
Sony.
better bring out.
Sony,
This camera.
Bring it next time.
That was
Bring
it.
more.
I just feel like it needs to do more, and who knows? Tokyo Game Show might be the time they do it.
Yeah.
On camera.
You know.
No, give me the chips.
What?
Give me the chips now.
Simmer down, Jeffrey. But thank you so much for joining us on Golden God and
Golden
Friends
God and Friends.
podcast episode E3 Sony
Here we
edition.
go, Sony E3.
Yeah. So let's all end it here. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night. All right.